Good afternoon and welcome to Blackstone Carp Presents. I'm really excited today as it's the first year that I've actually signed up for the TOKS International Big Four Carp Competition online. And that's TOKS. I'm actually going to put a link in the bottom of this video so you guys can check it out as well. Basically, it's a free online carp competition where you catch carp, obviously, and you post your 4 biggest. You can change them throughout the season. And then 4 biggest, they have various categories and regions that they'll announce prize winners from for that. So I'm actually competing in that. I don't do a lot of the competitions, but this one's pretty cool because it's a little less drama filled and it's a little more fun because I can do it at my leisure and I'm not paying massive prices to fish it, which is awesome. It's a free competition. All I have to do is get out and fish like I normally would, show my badge anytime I catch some big fish and post them online. So, I can handle that. I'm going to be fishing anyway. But I'm out here today on a swim that Dean and I found, and for various reasons we're kind of keeping the exact spot hush-hush for now, but it is a lake that's known for some really, really big carp in Massachusetts. And I'm excited about that because there's a real possibility that I could break the 40-pound mark fishing here, which would be absolutely awesome. And you never know, this lake could hold fish that are bigger than that. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping to get some quality fish because they are all, even the smaller fish we've gotten, have all just been a great stamp of fish. They're amazing looking, a lot of mirrors, and just very, very well built fish, very large fish. It's awesome. Great fighters. It's an amazing place to fish, so I'm really excited. And like I said, I'm just hoping to get a few fish to the banks. It's not the kind of place where I'm expecting to get huge numbers of fish. I'm only looking for 1 or 2, but those 1 or 2 fish could be fish of a lifetime. And that's what makes this really cool. It could be that I could blank too, you never know. The weather's not perfect for what I'm after today. A lot of times fishing this area, it tends to do a lot better in the rain. And today it's not too hot, but it's supposed to be alright tonight, and then tomorrow it's supposed to get up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit or so. So it was supposed to be sunny. There's actually a lot of cloud cover now, which could actually help me as we get into the evening. It could help produce a few fish for me, and that's all I'm asking. If I can get 1 or 2 fish, I'll be ecstatic about this. So on that note, I'm going to be hanging out here, and we'll probably do some video later on with some of the rigs and some of the baits that I'm using. Bear with me, guys. I'm a bit rusty. I haven't done a proper video in a while, so it's good to be out here. It's good to be behind the camera again, and hopefully the fish will cooperate and I can get a few of them to show you guys. If not, I don't know, I'll just do a slideshow at the end of some of the fish I've been getting through in spring, and or maybe I'll do that both anyway, so because I have gotten some quite good fish through the spring, and it's worth showing those off. So on that note, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea and get all my bait out there and hopefully get some good fish. Right, so just an update. It's been quite a few hours now. I'm guessing it's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and we've been here since about 9 this morning, and it's pretty much what I expected. I didn't think that it was going to be any fish through the day. I'm really hoping that the fish are going to come in the evening, through the night, and into the morning tomorrow. Today and tomorrow are more just of a social day to hang out with Liz a bit. We're going to have a fire, we're going to cook some food, play with Trina, things like that. Just, hang out and just enjoy the outside world a little bit. And then in the hopes that tonight I'm going to get some pretty good fish. I still might pick them up through the day, and obviously I'm hoping to. I'm fishing it hard, and I really, I'm hoping to get into some fish. But in my experience, this place is definitely fished better at night, and it's fished better in the rain if you do catch fish during the day. So, like I said, it's been cloudy and overcast all day, a little chilly, pretty windy. I have the wind blowing in on the one side of us, which is pretty good. It's a south-southwest wind, which is definitely a good wind to have, so I'm not complaining about that. But no fish as of yet. I haven't really seen a whole lot of action. You get a lot of boats and everything else like that on here during the day too, which I think tends to put the fish off. But we're remaining hopeful, and I'm still pretty confident that we're going to get some fish. It's one of those waters where you really have to be confident. You have to be confident in your rigs, you have to be confident in your bait, and you have to be confident in what you're doing, your knowledge. Because if you're not, then you're going to constantly second guess yourself, because it can go sometimes. We've had baits that are sat out there for 12 hours before they get pickups. So it's definitely a confidence water. It's definitely a water that you gotta have a little bit of know-how and a little bit of trust in what you're doing to get fish out of. So that's what we're doing now. I did say that I want to show you a bit about my rigs. So I have two extra ones tied up. One of the rigs, and hopefully you guys can see this pretty good. This is my snowman rig. It's got the Dayglow Yellow right here, is the Mistral Baits Dayglow Yellow mix, which I make myself. And this one has one of the homemade boilies on it. Now this one is not the exact rig I will use, because this boilie here will actually be a Scopex flavored boilie, bottom bait, glugged in Irish cream. It's been working really, really well for me. Basically just a semi, it's basically just not a semi, it's a blowback rig. This has a small ring tied to there. I don't have any tubing on this one yet, but it's Gamakatsu size 4 hook, and it's Ace Camo Core weed hook link there, and I got it stripped away just a little bit from here down. But this has really been doing it for me. On here I've caught a lot of good fish out of this water, specifically on this. And one thing I've noticed versus some of my other fishing is that I really like to have a much longer hair in this water, because they are larger fish. They tend to take it up really well, really back in the throat. So having this just a little bit longer of a hair than some of my normal Blackstone rigs has worked really, really well for me. Pro tip here too, top tip. The Dayglow Mistral pop-up mix that I use, in the instructions you're supposed to mix it with water. One of the things that I like to do instead of using water is I actually use the juice from a can of corn, and then whatever flavor I'm going to use. And I think that it really really steps up the pop-ups, gives them a great flavor, and the fish seem to love them. Absolutely irresistible to carp, so love that stuff. Get on it. The other one I'm using is my Particles. Same basic rig, just a small blowback rig, Gamakatsu size 4. Then this one I'm using usually chickpeas or some sort of beans. I have chickpeas, pigeon peas, I have a few other things that I use in my particle mix here, with the Enterprise Floral Glow pop-up maize on top of that. You notice I don't have a hair rig. What I actually do is make a double large loop, and as I pull it through the hair, I double it back on itself and pull it up tight, so I don't actually need any kind of bait stop on that to hold it in place. So those are the two rigs right there that I'm using. Really simple stuff. I don't need to go completely overboard with anything here, just a little bit of camo in it to the ground, and the bait does the work for me. Right now it's really more about finding fish and getting it out to them. We're not over baiting the area. That's another big key to this place, is we're not throwing out huge fields of bait. With each of these that go out, I'll have probably a solid PVA, like this one, my snowman rig. I'll have a solid PVA bag. I still have a bunch of stuff from Catch Carp PVA. So I'll have a solid PVA bag with boilies on that one, and I'll throw a few method balls around it that have some sweet corn mixed in, some old-fashioned oats, chicken feed, things like that, that are just mashed up, and I'll throw a few balls of that around the area with a solid PVA bag of boilies, and then I'll let that sit there for quite a while. And the same thing with my particle. I'll do a PVA bag, solid PVA bag with a bunch of small pellet in it and around the particle, and I'll throw out a few method balls with a bunch of the particle mixed into the method mix. So it's got chickpeas, pigeon peas, all that stuff mixed in with the method mix. So about the size of a tennis ball. I'll throw a couple of those in the general area that it's going to, and I'm fishing probably in about 10 feet to 15 feet of water is what I'm aiming for. I've got my boilies in a bit shallower water than that, because especially towards the evening, I think the fish like to come up into the shallower, weedier beds. Basically where we're fishing is it's mostly gravel bottom, and there's a line of weed about 20-30 yards out from us, and I'm actually fishing on just the other side of the weed as the water starts to drop down. And we've had a lot of, like I said, we've had a lot of fish up to the high 20s out of that. I think that they're just cruising in somewhat of the deeper water, probably about 20 feet or so of depth, and then they're coming up along that bank and feeding along that weed bed. So that's where we're fishing right now. It's where I've had all of my luck. So I'm not going to change it up. I'm going to stick with it for now and see what happens. Now, if I see any fish crashing or showing anywhere, obviously I'm going to change up a little bit and I'll move to where I see the fish showing. But right now, with how as windy as everything it is, I can't see any fish crashing anyway. I can't see any fish feeding. So I'm just going to go with what I know, and I'm going to go to the structures that are there, and we're going to stick this out and hope for the best. Doesn't say that it's going to rain today, but it really looks and kind of even just smells and feels like rain. So I mean, that might be a good thing. I don't want it to downpour, but I have the shelter, I have everything else. So if it does, it does. And it actually might be a good thing. It might bring on some of the fish. But you know, like I said, we'll keep you guys up to date, see what's going on, and I don't know. Fingers crossed. All it takes is one run on this place, and it'll be amazing. Well, a few more hours have passed. It's probably about 7:30 now, and we just had a bit of dinner. We got a fire going. Trina's finally tired and having a rest. She runs around all day. She's been very, very good. She's not really misbehaving. She just loves to get into everything. She's an explorer, so she's got a lot of energy. She's been running all over the place, getting in and out of the woods and looking for all sorts of things, getting all tangled up. So she's finally tuckered out and having a rest. Like I said, we just ate some great dinner. It was a bit of sausage fried up in some butter and garlic, and then we added some rice to that, mixed in with a bunch of spices and honey. It's just something simple, but you know, pretty good on the banks. That one's for Steve, or Kingfisher, from Cooking and Carping, because he always complains that too many of us fishermen out here eat crap on the bank. So that one's for you guys. You can see me actually eat a real meal for once, which I do a lot. I just never get it on film. So, but unfortunately, nothing really to report on the fish front. I've been waiting. And like I said, the conditions of the day, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot of action. I was hoping for one or two maybe, but as the sun's starting to crest now, that's going to go down. Like I said, in the next couple of hours, we're kind of into that evening exchange, that evening change, and really that's when this lake starts coming alive, is towards the night, the evening, night, and early morning. So I'm still pretty hopeful that we'll get something out over that time. I just had a rebait after dinner. And right before we got the fire going, so I just rebaited everything and got a bit more loose feed out there. And you know, I'm gonna cross my fingers. I'm gonna go put some tea on, and hopefully the next report I get is me with the fish. All right, it's probably about 9:30 at this point in time. It is dark out. I'm just gonna do a quick vlog here. I don't want to be too loud. Hopefully you guys can see and hear me. But as the sun went down, I started hearing fish crash on both of the areas that I have bait into. So I'm actually pretty excited right now and hopeful that the night is actually going to produce something. He said, all I'm really looking for is one fish. If I can get that, I'll call this a success. I'm really hoping to break the 30-pound mark out of this lake. I've gotten into the 20s now. So my next logical step is to hopefully break the 30-pound mark, and that would be awesome. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'm gonna go turn in, and hopefully something develops. All right, just got this great 22-pound, 3-ounce mirror. Gorgeous way to break the silence. It's probably just about 10 o'clock now, 10:30. Cracking fish, heck of a fighter. Bought me a lot on the mat too. I'm completely freaking soaked right now. He just did not want to be here, didn't want to come in. Awesome fish. Gonna get a quick picture. Get a bag of water. Alright, fish number 2. I think this is gonna be around midnight or so. Fish number 3, about 1:30 in the morning. This one is a Mistral bait. Day-glow yellow pop-ups. And one of my own dat food boilies at the bottom. It's another nice 22-pound mirror. This one 22 pound, 6 ounces. Great fish. One heck of a scream and take. Woke me right out of a sound sleep. Kind of funny looking. I believe it's half spawned out female, pretty much a spawned out female. It's got a little bit of fat gut to it, a little bit of a humpback, and a bit of emptiness. But it's a great fish, great bite, and I'm really happy to get it. 22 pounds, 6 ounces. Quick picture, back in the water. Alright, fish number 4 of the session. This one, smallest so far, 15 pounds, 14 ounces of green, frisky male. As you guys can see, he doesn't want to give up. Scrappy little fish, 15 pounds, 14 ounces. Near fully scaled mirror, gorgeous fish, really lean, heck of a fighter. Good stuff right there. Fish number 5 for the session, and Mr. Bait's doing it again. There's another one of just the absolute quality fish from this lake. Oh, it's beautiful. 23 pounds, 10 ounce mirror. Just amazing fish. Really good fight. Beautiful fish. Love it. Shot of the other side here. Go. Gorgeous. 23 pounds, 10 ounces. Good American mirror carp. And that was again on the Mistral baits. Day-glow yellow floral pop-ups, and one of my dat food bottom baits. Fish number 6 coming in. Again, one of the slightly smaller ones. This one's pretty much 16 pounds on the nose, but it's got this absolutely massive tail, and I know you guys can't see it in the dock here, but this absolutely massive tail. And he just fought like you wouldn't believe. Again, just huge tail on him right there. And he fought like you wouldn't believe. It's probably about 4 in the morning right now. This is 6 fish in the night. This one, like I said, pretty much 16 pounds on the nose. I'm going to get a quick picture of him. But it's amazing how, you know, waters can be completely different, night and day. Dead all day, and it's just completely alive right now. Alright, fish number 7, coming in this morning, just as the sky's starting to lighten. This beautiful 18 pound, 10 ounce mirror. Just a quality fish. One heck of a fighter. I mean, they all have been. They've all been great fish. So I am exceptionally happy with this. It's well worth the wait. I knew that the nighttime was going to pick up. And, oh, amazing. Can I get a quick picture? Get this one back in the water. This one was on the Enterprise pop-up floor glow maze, and some chickpeas. Well, it's morning, and as I was hoping for, I had a really exciting night. I actually had 7 fish through the night. The biggest one being 23 pounds. I actually had a 22, 2 22s, a 23, an 18, an 18, 15, and a 16. I think that's what I had. I have it all written down, and of course I said on the blog too, so I'll know better when I get home. But you know, I had 3 20s, a couple hovering around the 20-pound mark, and a couple, mid-teens. So it wasn't a bad night at all. Definitely worth waiting for. I'm pretty tired right now, but it was good. It was definitely a good session, and I'm hoping to squeeze one out today, but it's going to be bright sun. There's a lot of boat traffic already on here, and it's still in the morning. So I'm not too hopeful that I'll get any stragglers this afternoon, but you never know. Still looking to crack that 30-pound mark. So if it's not going to be this time, it'll be probably in a upcoming session. It's going to be one of my new goals now. There's a couple of lakes that I want to get a 30-pound fish out of, so I'll be bouncing around between a few of those. But yeah, so we just had breakfast, as you guys saw. We had blueberry cranberry pancakes and fried bananas, bacon, and some sausage. So that was really good. On that note, I am going to go get something to drink. I refreshed all my bait, cast it back out there, so I'm going to go have a drink and relax for a little bit in the sun, and hopefully wake up to my alarm screaming.